Have you ever thought about your own growth, not just as a series of tasks, but as, well, a real hero's journey? Today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to map out the path from that first little spark of an idea all the way to building a real lasting ambition. Let's get started. So, right off the bat, I want you to think about this. What's your next great quest? Seriously, what's that mountain you really want to climb? That project you can't stop thinking about? Maybe it's a new skill you're dying to master. Everybody has one, whether we've put a name to it or not. And look, any great quest needs a great map. You can't just wander into the wilderness and hope for the best, right? So that's what we're building here today. A map, a clear, actionable framework that can guide you from where you are right now to where you really want to be. Okay, so let's dive into part 1, your call to adventure. Every story starts here. It's that feeling you get, that little nudge, that deep down desire that says, hey, it's time for something more. This is the first step on any path that truly matters.
And it all kicks off with a vision. You hear that word all the time, but it's crucial. Without some idea of what you're striving for, even just a fuzzy one, you're not really moving forward. You're just wandering. That vision is the seed for everything that comes next. But let's be honest, the word vision can feel a little blurry, can it? A little vague and far away. So our mission right now is to take that fuzzy idea and start bringing it into sharp, crystal clear focus. We're going to give it some real definition.
Which leads us right into section 2, charting your map. This is where we get super practical. We're going to lay out the 2 most important tools you'll need to navigate your journey. You need a compass and you need a destination. And this is such a key distinction. Let's talk about an aim versus a goal. Think of it like you're sailing a ship. Your aim, that's your compass. It just points you in a direction, like north. It's your big why. But your goal, that's the specific island you're actually sailing to. It's your destination, your what. See the difference? You absolutely need both. One without the other just doesn't work. So let's dig into aim a little more. Your aim is the why behind everything. It's the deep down reason that turns a wish into actual work. For example, your aim isn't just to write a book. It's to share a story that connects with people. The aim is the fuel. It's what keeps you going. Okay, now let's talk about the goal. This is where the rubber meets the road. It has to be concrete. It has to be measurable. So if your aim is, say, to become a healthier person, a fantastic goal would be, I'm going to run a 10K in under an hour by September. It gives that big, broad aim a real summit to climb. Of course, no hero's journey is ever a straight, easy road. There are always going to be storms and sea monsters and all that good stuff. And that brings us to part 3, the trials on the path. Let's talk about how to deal with the obstacles that are, for sure, going to pop up. And here they are, challenges. What's so important to remember is that these are not signs that you should quit. Not at all. They are an inevitable part of the journey. They're there to test you, to see how badly you really want it. They're the dragons you have to slay to earn the treasure. So, if we know for a fact that challenges are coming, what's the tool that gets a hero through the storm? What keeps you pushing forward when things get really tough, and honestly, you kind of feel like turning back? The answer is this powerful idea, intention. Now, this isn't just motivation, because motivation comes and goes. Intention is different. It's your inner force. It's the conscious, deliberate choice to keep your hand on the wheel, steer through the storm, and stay true to your aim. So how do you actually use intention when you hit a wall? It's a pretty simple 3-step process. First, you just acknowledge the obstacle. Look it right in the eye. Don't pretend it's not there. Second, reconnect with your aim. Remind yourself why you're doing this. And third, just take one single, decisive action forward. It doesn't have to be huge, just one step. All right, so you've used your intention, you've battled through the challenges, and you've done it. You've reached your goal. You're standing on the summit. So, what happens now? That brings us to our final section, number 4, beyond the summit. Usually, we think of success as the end, right? It's the finish line. You ran the 10K. You launched the project. The quest is over. Done. But is it really? Is reaching the top of one mountain the end of the journey for a real explorer? And this is where things get really cool. Reaching your goal isn't the end of the story. It's actually the beginning of the next chapter. Success isn't a finish line. It's a new vantage point.
From the top of this mountain, you can suddenly see all the other, even bigger mountains you're now strong enough to climb.
And that new discovery, that feeling of, wow, what's next? Well, that has a name. It's called ambition. Sometimes we think of ambition as a bad thing, like greed. But in this framework, it's the beautiful, natural result of success. It's what powers you toward the next level of your own growth.
So let's just tie this all together. It's a cycle, really. You have your big, overarching aim. You set a specific goal to make it real. Achieving that goal is success. But that success then fuels your ambition, which helps you pursue your aim on an even bigger scale. It's this amazing, continuous loop of growth.
So there it is, the whole map. You start with that blurry vision. You sharpen it into a clear aim. You turn that aim into a measurable goal. You use your intention to get through the challenges, which leads you to success. And then that success fuels your ambition for whatever comes next. The map is complete.
And that brings us right back to where we started, but now you've got the tools. So the only real question left is the one right here. Now that you have the map, what are your next aim and goal? Your next great quest is officially waiting for you.